this session, we're going to talk about the spiritual gift of mercy. Now, while this one is not high on my spiritual gifts list, I do like talking about the gift of mercy because the person that I'm married to, the gift of mercy is very high on their spiritual gifts list. And I get to see her live this out every day through the power of the Spirit. And I like talking about the gift of mercy. I want you to remember our scripture. Romans chapter 12, it says, since we have gifts that differ according to the grace given to us, each of us is to exercise them accordingly. If prophecy, according to the proportion of his faith. If service, in his serving. Or he who teaches, in his teaching. Or he who exhorts, in his exhortation. Or he who gives with liberality. He who leads with diligence, and he who shows mercy with cheerfulness. Now, if you have this gift of mercy, you use this gift in your church, and God will use your church to take the gospel to the ends of the earth, to expand the message of Jesus. And when you use your gift of mercy to minister to the sick and the needy and the broken and the hurting and those in distress, your church will grow. So the gift of mercy is simply showing compassion and care to somebody. It's hurting over somebody's circumstances and hurting with somebody that's going through a difficult time. But the gift of mercy is not just feeling sorrow for that person. It is the ability through the power of the Spirit and the resources and the effort to get in the mire or the mess with that person and alleviate that stress or alleviate that burden. See, the person with the gift of mercy doesn't just feel for that person, but feels for that person and wants to do something for that person. People with the gift of mercy have the ability to encourage, especially encourage people in the time of need. It's like they know how to walk into the house and say the right thing at the right time. The gift of mercy is present when somebody ministers to the sick or those with economic needs or those with any kind of distress or suffering going on in their life. The descriptions of a person with the gift of mercy would be first what the scripture says. He says, he who shows mercy with cheerfulness. See, a person that truly has the gift of mercy, it's not a duty for them to show mercy to somebody. It's not a chore for them to get in the mud with somebody. They do it with joy and an eagerness and a desire to see that person brought out of what they're going through. It's not a begrudging spirit to go visit somebody or minister to somebody and make that person feel like they owe you a debt. The person with the gift of mercy does it with cheerfulness. The person with the gift of mercy does it for the undeserving. And truly none of us are undeserving because we all deserve hell. But usually the person with the gift of mercy is showing that to those who are truly undeserving of mercy. The person with the gift of mercy has the ability to sympathize with others, this special discernment to know what's going on in the heart of people and to sympathize with them and to be broken with them, but also a discernment to know how to minister to that person, and a discernment from the Spirit that gives wisdom walking into a situation. When we think about Bible characters, we definitely have to think about John. We definitely see John with that gift of mercy of being at the cross at the feet of Jesus with Jesus's mother there when he was being crucified. And we also think about Jesus at the tomb of Lazarus. It says Jesus wept. Jesus was broken over Lazarus's death, and Jesus was there to meet Martha and Mary in the middle of their suffering. And of course, he was going to alleviate that suffering through raising Lazarus from the dead. But if you think about characteristics of a person with the gift of mercy, it's the ability to empathize with others when they hurt. Man, don't you love people with the gift of mercy that when you're hurting, when somebody shows up and they have the gift of mercy, it's like this bright ray of sunlight that is shining in the darkness of your life. They're cheerful. They know what to say. They know how you're feeling, and they know how to help bring you out of that. People with the gift of mercy are also usually attracted to unusual people, out of the ordinary kind of people. If you're a person and it seems like different kind of people are constantly drawn to you, then you may have the gift of mercy. And I really love this last one, because the gift of mercy, this person is deeply loyal to their friends. And the person that has the gift of mercy usually likes justice and things being fair and things being done right. And they're going to fight for their friends because they love their friends. If you have this gift of mercy, use this in your family, your neighborhood, and your church to minister to those in need, because they need to see Jesus in you of how you minister to them.